What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant, and you're watching Urban Nerd, this channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. Well, happy Martin Luther King Day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had to work. Not this. I sort of did, but didn't. But I know, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people probably had off. If you're in retail, hell no, you had to work. If you're in the movies, hell yeah, you had to work. But other than these special businesses that didn't have to, congratulations. But today, since it's the first day back officially, I'm going to give you what you guys always get on first day back from the weekend, and that's the weekend box office review. And I'm going to give you the first one, coming in number one. Actually, it's a surprise because they came out of number one, but after 4 weeks, they're back in number one. It's Jumanji, making $35.4 million with a domestic total of just shy of $300 million, which is great because this movie's, I don't know if it's going to make that $1 billion mark. It'd be amazing if it did, but I'm thinking probably get up there probably like a good 800, maybe 900 if they're lucky. Then we got The Post with, Tom Arnold and Helen, I believe it's Helen Mirren or whatever, but it made $23.4 million, still decent. You got The Commuter with Liam Neeson, the one that has a set amount of skills. Well, it isn't taken, but you know what it is. Pretty much all these other, like there was that plane movie where he was hijacked, and then now it's a train or something like that. Commuter made $16.4 million. I don't know at this point. I think this guy's getting really old, a little too old for these things, but hey, if he can keep making that money, they're willing to put that money into the movies he's doing, then so be it, Like I say, make that money. Then we got The Greatest Showman, which I heard is pretty good. It's a one musical where I actually, from the trailer, want to see this movie. I don't know if I'll see it in a movie. Maybe I'll see it when it comes, on a streaming service. But it made $15.6 million. And then last of all, in fifth place, we've got The Last Jedi, Star Wars, The Last Jedi, making $15.28 million. Just right now, domestically, it's a little shy of $600 million. But yeah, it just got taken out of like 1,000 theaters worldwide, which I think is really crazy because The Force Awakens did not do that. Only did like about 200 or 300 they took away around this time. But I don't know if it has anything to do with the controversy that, a lot of Star Wars fans, I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but regardless of the fact, it's still making that money. It's still past $1 billion before the new year started, and it's probably going to make about $1.4 billion, which, I'm sorry, you can't say they lost with that. But that's pretty much the weekend box office. I'm going to start right up into the nerd news, daily nerd news. And first thing I'm going to talk about is Fox has changed its lineup. It has nothing really to do with Disney buying them. They just shuffle some things around. Gore Verbinski, he's supposed to direct the Gambit movie. He's stepped away because of scheduling issues, which I think might be because they ship things around. The Deadpool movie got bumped up 2 weeks to May 18th instead of June 1st, which is only a week before the Han Solo movie. So I guess that's good because you don't really want to go after a Star Wars movie because you might suffer. But the difference is with this movie, it isn't really being hyped at all. There's a lot of actually negativity. Like, Lord and Chris Miller or whatever, they were taken off of the project, and then Ron Howard took over. So people don't know what's going on with this movie. Like, there hasn't even been a trailer. Once there's a trailer, maybe the hype train will start. But for now, no one really cares about this Han Solo movie. No one was really asking for this Han Solo movie. But hey, I'll still watch it when it comes out. But as far as Deadpool being a week before it, Deadpool's gonna keep making that money. It's sort of the same kind of audience that they're going for, but I don't believe it's gonna work the same way. Other than that, we got New Mutants. It was moved from April 13th, 2018 to February 22nd, 2019. That's like it's 10 months, almost like a year pushed back. People were saying that it was because that they did testing for like audience, whatever, and they didn't get the feedback that they wanted. They're going to try and go, like, it was already supposed to be like a horror film, but maybe the horror just wasn't working, so they're going to try and go for the whole horror film ways that it with the children and the way the children work with that, which a lot of times you don't want people to try and emulate something because you want it to be its own, but when it comes to it, I think it might work because the interaction with the kids, I believed it worked in it, and that's what made you like the movie It so much better, because it wasn't just about the clown, it was about these kids, sort of like the Goonies, or these Sandlot, like all these kids growing up dealing with this crazy clown thing. And I think that's kind of what they're going for with the New Mutants. These kids dealing with these powers, don't know what's going on, but still kind of like a horror kind of vibe. So I'm definitely down for that. But the Gambit movie is being pushed from February 14th, 2019 to June 7th, 2019. So still in the same year, at least, but we don't know really what's going down, because Gambit movie, it's gone through 3 directors already. Channing Tatum, he stayed on it. He wants to do it. It's just the writer's scripts, they throwing it out. Before they were saying $150 million like limit as far as what they're going to spend on the budget, but then that's too much, because look at what Deadpool did on like a $58 million budget, or even Logan on like maybe an $80 million budget, and what they did and how much praise they got. But yet the Gambit movie that no one really cares about or wants to see, you know, like, I like me a Gambit, yo, like in Marvel vs. Capcom, he's awesome. In a cartoon, he's awesome. But a solo Gambit film, no one's really asking for that. If he was like with other people, hey, I could definitely see it, but we'll see how that works out, if it even works out, or even happens, because they got a time limit, because sooner or later, Fox is going to be with Disney, and Disney might not want to do a Gambit movie, so they got to get on this. That's as far as with the Fox news. Next, we got Doug Liman says that Edge of Tomorrow 2 could be the next film that he's going to direct. At a recent TCA, Doug Liman spoke about his YouTube series Impulse. And while he was talking about that, he let it slip that he was thinking about, or probably planning on, directing the Edge of Tomorrow 2 movie. And he already says that Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise is already set. They're already down to do the movie. The only thing they got to worry about now is pretty much the script. They need to figure out what they've got and if it's going to be good enough, because that's the one thing. Edge of Tomorrow, it was a sleeper hit. I didn't think it was going to be good because of the trailers, but I went to saw it. The movie is great. I've watched it plenty of times. There's so much fun in it, and it's a great Tom Cruise movie, but it didn't get the marketing that it deserved, and it did do good later on. So, but the thing about it is, the story wise, I don't see where they go. This is maybe supposed to be a prequel before this, which I don't understand how that's going to work with Tom Cruise if he just got introduced to it in the first time in the movie. But I don't know, which is why it really depends on the script. If the script can't work, don't do the movie. That's all I gotta say. Don't do it. You're gonna ruin what people remember about it. Don't try and just make a cash grab. Like, oh, people like this movie, let's do this. If it doesn't work, because I don't see how it's gonna work, don't do it. Next, we've got the Oscar-winning Moonlight director, Barry Jenkins. He's teaming up with Chadwick Boseman. Yes. Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, and he's going to be starring in a film directed by this guy, and it's going to take place in the 1970s, right? It's going to be a black person, or black male, on an international flight. It's going to be an international thriller in which the plane gets taken over and hijacked, and he has to figure out and beat them. Oh, wait, this sounds familiar. It really sounds familiar. I think there was a movie with Wesley Snipes in it, and he was a passenger, but I can't remember the name of the movie. I know he was like, his seat was 57. You know what? I'm never gonna remember that. But yeah. So he was in this movie, and it's the same kind of thing. But hey, you know what, Chadwick Boseman? I believe in this guy. He does no wrong. He's pretty much every biopic of every black person ever in every movie. So, you know, like, we'll see. I definitely have faith in it, but you can't beat that movie that Wesley Snipes was in. It just can't be done. Then we've got just a little thing. We've got the Kitty Pryde solo film is being talked about, being made with Fox, and that's with Tim Miller developing it. And he doesn't really have like a script or anything, but he definitely still wants to do it. But Tim Miller's already working on something. It's called the Terminator movie, and we don't know when it's going to finish. And like I said, the whole Fox deal with Disney, people need to get on this and get this done with quick, because if it doesn't get done in a certain amount of time, you know, Disney might not want to do this. So the Kitty Pryde, I don't believe it's going to be the Ellen Page. I believe they might do something different. And Kitty Pryde is a good character to do a solo film. Why? Because she has a lot of lore. You don't know, because you just see her as a girl that goes through the walls or whatever. But in the comics, she actually becomes the leader of the X-Men. And she, I forget, James Hudson, yes, Logan's son. Yeah, kind of have like this love kind of triangle thing going. So yeah, Kitty Pryde definitely could do her own movie if they really want, if they got a really good story, because she has good stories. She has good stories with Colossus if they want to go that route. She has good stories with James Hudson if they want to go that route. Considering the fact that Wolverine and the X-Men are now part of the MCU, if they choose to put it in there. But like I said, Disney owns them, so now they could be part of the MCU. So if Logan had a son, James Hudson, Kitty Pryde, bam, if you know, Disney still wants to continue that. But like I said, if Fox does it, it's probably going to be its own story. Nothing to do with that, but they've got a time limit. They need to get that going because, like I said, in about 2 years, Disney's going to take over, and they might want to clear house as far as all plans for what Fox had to do. Which is why you need to get that Deadpool 2 and maybe 3 out if you can. Last of all, we've got the CW Black Lightning. I'm going to come out with a review. I'm going to post it on here. You guys better watch it. Because this is one of the first black superheroes that in the comic books, and he's getting finally like a TV series. Just like I have a book out where it's a black superhero based in Jersey. You know, like I'm in the process of getting a book my book republished. So I'll definitely understand. I'm definitely rooting for this show to be good. Because from the trailers I've seen, it's dealing into a lot of things. Like one of the ones I saw was where he gets pulled over by some cops, and it's just because a store got robbed, and he's with his kids, and it's raining, and then it makes you really think. So definitely looking forward to seeing this. I'm gonna try and see if I can get the links, because if you download the CW app, they have a lot of preview trailers, whatever, that you can watch. But check that out. Then also there's a fun little CW suit up trailer that they do every year or whatever for the superheroes. Like they had a cage match and all that, but this year it's a suit up, and right at the end you have a little bit of shock from Black Lightning. It's a little cool. I'll try and probably put the link down below. But that's pretty much it I'll have for today. Next, I'll just remember to comment down below, press a thumbs up, tell your friends, share this thing, and remember to subscribe. Check out the last nerd news. Check out the playlist of daily nerd news. And remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Urban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys tomorrow.